Welcome back. It is me, Justin, followed by Martin, and we'll be taking you through the final semi-finals between Low Ying and JS. At this point, I think JS undefeated at this point, so maybe Ying can staunch the bleeding here and perhaps go on to face Benjamin in the finals, who, as you all have witnessed, a very dominating performance. I mean, there's no way around it.
Melvin, I feel sorry for you. That game 2 though was just so dominant on Benjamin's part, and
Indeed.
and
It has to be said though, JS actually fought Benjamin in the Swiss rounds, and since JS is undefeated, you can infer that Benjamin actually lost to him. So no guesses on who Benjamin would prefer to fight in the finals here. So going into the semi-finals, Ying's team once again is the Kangaskhan, Landorus, Bisharp, Volcarona, Zapdos, and Tapu Fini.
Whereas JS Dio is rocking the Metagross, likely the Mega, Landorus, Therian, Gastrodon, Among Us, Rotom Heat, and the Tapu Lele.
Yes, and Ying has shown very much a preference for using Bisharp. And but JS does have the Lele to stop any Sucker Punch shenanigans.
Sure.
So Ying perhaps might want to play a bit with the terrain. She does have Fini of her own.
Yep.
More importantly though, she needs to be able to deal with the Mega Metagross and the Tapu Lele combination.
Yep.
Damage output is just insane.
Exactly. And the Gastrodon though, looking at Ying's matchup, Gastrodon also could be something that that she wants to consider, because looking at the matchup, I don't know whether it can like one hit KO or deal super effective damage. Maybe the Volcarona has bigger drain, maybe.
That is an option as well.
Yeah.
And but at the very least, Gastrodon should be able to do with Bisharp, which does not make an appearance. Instead, it will be the Volcarona and Zapdos. Interesting leads here. Although Rotom actually does pretty well against both of these Pokemon. I think an overheat into Volcarona is only a neutral.
Yeah, but depending on how it's trained,
Yes.
Volcarona could actually be slower or faster depending, but I remember it's base 100.
Yes.
I remember Rotom is less than base 100, so the could be easily threatening a Firium Z on the Metagross,
Yeah.
in fact. And setting up a Tailwind, for example, by the Zapdos.
Yeah, speaking of setting up, I think Volcarona also does have the option of going for the Quiver Dance. Yes. And
boosting
JS,
yeah.
JS is in a bad position because his Metagross is threatened by that Volcarona's Fire-type attack. He will switch in the Tapu Lele on the Rotom slot. Will he switch out the Metagross as well?
Is he going for the Zen Headbutt onto the Zapdos or the Volcarona? Maybe?
Yeah. Oh, he's choosing to stay in. So with that Psychic Terrain, I think he is going for the Zen Headbutt, as you pointed out. Should be able to handily KO the Volcarona here if it connects.
Yes. If it connects, it does connect. Oh, looks like it's onto the onto the Volcarona. Volcarona not being able to take it. One hit KO
Goes down in a single hit.
but on a Tailwind.
Yeah, Flame Body does not activate as well, so Metagross will not be burnt.
It could have been big if it did activate.
Yeah. At the very least though, now she does have speed on her side, Ying, but one of her big counters to the Metagross is gone. She will bring in the Kangaskhan, which unfortunately the terrain is Psychic.
Can't even fake out now.
Yeah, well, I mean, theoretically, the only Pokemon she could fake out is her own Zapdos, which is flying. But I don't see why
you want to do that.
I have no idea why you want to do that. I'm just saying that is an option for fake out.
Okay, fair. But I mean, now with Tailwind on her side, but you know, JS could easily neuter it by having the Landorus, cutting the damage output for Kangaskhan.
No switches though, so no Intimidate coming out.
There's another Zen Headbutt. Wow.
Yeah, and the damage in Psychic Terrain with the Zen Headbutt is really insane. And I'm honestly curious to what kind of coverage Kangaskhan has. Does he have the crunch to deal with the Metagross?
Or typically like Ice Punch or Sucker Punch.
Drain Punch as
Drain
well.
Punch perhaps. Okay, they opted for the double
even
protect.
though Fake Out is not on the table, JS chooses to double protect to try to scout out what sort of moves come out. We'll see the Heat Wave followed by the double edge into the Tapu
So
Lele.
at least Ying has a super effective coverage for the Metagross. At the very least.
Yes, and based on, depending on the speeds, the Heat Wave might even become a single target move.
Oh yeah, because
if she can kill the Lele before.
Lele first, yeah.
Yes, correct. And
Okay.
Lele does
Slightly
not want
Rotom
to
hit?
eat the red.
Oh no,
Okay.
Landorus, okay.
I mean, if Ying hard read this, that would be an Ice Punch going. But
But Heat Wave
highly
double
doubt
edge
it.
should heavily damage the Landorus regardless.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah,
at the
because
very least.
Scarf Landorus variants probably wouldn't be able to
Scratch
take
that.
Heat Wave very well.
Zapdos moves first before the Kangaskhan. So we
Zapdos.
also get the burn on the Metagross.
That was so unfortunate there.
Yeah, and a double edge.
Lightly onto the Landorus slot.
Yes. Doubling into what was the Lele. Landorus will hang on because of the Intimidate, but a burnt Metagross.
Yes. Now the Zen Headbutt. Oh, and it doesn't connect.
Well, that
Burn
is-
and doesn't connect.
yeah, what was their book? A series of unfortunate events here.
Literally
for
a
JS.
series of unfortunate events. I
Yeah.
quote that movie.
I mean, Metagross did dodge a bullet by not getting burned from the flame body from Volcarona, but I guess 10% is higher than 30%.
I need to go home and calculate the probabilities.
Yeah, and Wine does have one more turn of Tailwind, I believe. So,
yes.
And I don't think I can't remember if JS Landorus was Scarf or the Tectonic.
I remember it was Scarf. Judging from the top 8 set against
So it can't
Edison.
protect against
Exactly.
against any of the attacks from out here. And with
Yep.
that HP range, I believe a hit wave.
Yeah,
a heat
the more
wave
he
will be enough.
switches in, and in fact the more he switches in, it's just giving Kangaskhan more chances to press double A, shipping it way further.
Yeah.
So it isn't that good.
So even though she lost her Volcarona quite early, Zapdos is putting her team at an advantage with the
Yes.
speed. Will connect with Heat Wave on both Pokemon here.
Okay. Oh, the burn is likely to definitely the burn will
The
likely to take it
Kangaskhan's
out.
double H will finish it off.
Yes.
Oh,
low
goes
kick.
for reveals the low kick. Okay.
Oh, so the coverage is low kick. I
So we
see.
did see low kick, double H, fake out, possibly ice punch as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the tailwind peters out.
So JS is down to his last two Pokemon, which is the Tapu Lele and the Rotom Heat.
But the Rotom Heat can actually super effectively damage the Zapdos, and
Yes.
by also having the overheat option onto the Kangaskhan
not
as well.
only that, Willow Wisp is valuable against Kangaskhan.
Oh, that's true
Yeah,
as
you
well.
neuter the damage.
Yeah,
And if I'm not wrong, Kangaskhan is still at -1 from the Landorus.
exactly.
So Willow Wisp will go a long way to further reduce the damage that Wine can put out.
I remember the Lele on is a Z move on JS side, so probably he can actually choose to nuke one target right now.
Well, let's see. What is Wine's last Pokemon? It is the Tapu Fini. So if the Psychic does come out, it is not going to be in Psychic Terrain.
Yep.
And will we see a no Misty
Oh.
Seed and the Tailwind setup?
So he's just likely going to nuke at least big damage on one Pokemon.
Yeah, it will be the Psychic coming out. I'm a bit surprised that JS's Pokemon are a bit slow. I mean, the Tailwind did come out before any of his Pokemon could act.
Oh, okay, that's true. But sometimes YE is very characteristic of like.
Yeah, she prefers
prefers
fast,
having a
hard-hitting
certain
Pokemon.
outspeeding here,
Yes.
and hence and even further augmenting by having a tailwind.
Yes, and Zapdos will eat the Psychium and barely hang on, triggering its berry.
Yep. I mean,
Whoa.
typical such variants are very defensive.
And we see a Will-O-Wisp, which does not do anything in the Misty Terrain.
Yep. Maybe you can burn the Zapdos, but it's inconsequential.
I mean, it is a good way to slowly shoot down the Zapdos, but yeah, you're right. His main target was the Kangaskhan. And it has to be said, in this terrain, right, not only is Kangaskhan protected from burns, but it can activate its Fake Out as well.
exactly.
And GS has no way to activate his Psychic Terrain.
Anymore, because
Yeah.
he's just left with his last two.
He does have and he has to be very careful about how he uses his Rotom Overheat because he can no longer switch it out to reset the special attack drop.
That's true. Oh, the Sky Drop. At least disabling the Rotom. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe a Kamai?
Yes, there we go. I guess because Rotom does threaten with his Electric Stab, choosing to lift it up in the sky, even though it won't do any damage whatsoever, because Rotom Heat is of course levitating,
Sure.
we'll see a Psychic into a Zapdos in the sky.
But by dropping down, so Sky Drop, and then Muddy Water will chip Rotom for very
Yes.
heavy damage.
And as we see, Tapu Fini actually also moved before the Tapu Lele.
Yes, exactly. It's very no a bit. Oh no, that's because he has Tailwind.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's because he has Tailwind.
So Rotom will
I'm expecting a Muddy Water here. Oh,
Will-
score.
go for Scout. Yeah, I mean, Wine has been very adamant about the accuracy of Muddy Water. So going for the 100% accuracy on the Scout. And Lele's Psychic will be to no avail, as Tapu Fini will just absorb that.
Yeah.
I was wrong, sorry. The Sky Drop actually did damage to Rotom Heat.
I didn't
Yeah.
think the chip would have mattered though, because Skull, single target, with a
Super
Kamai boost,
effective,
super
yes.
effective. And I think this kind of team, which is very I'm familiar with what I saw overseas. Gavin Michaels, he mentioned that he built the Rotom just to be slightly more offensive, actually. So typically, he wouldn't carry that much bulk, and hence he went down to
Yeah,
Skull.
and Psychic actually bringing Zapdos down very close to the red as well. Tailwind will run out, but I believe Wine has sealed this game already. She does have Kangaskhan at the back as well.
Yeah. At this point in time, it's just inconsequential. Kangaskhan
Yes.
is just more of an insurance. I think she managed this set very well, even though at first glance, she lost one of her also main attackers in Volcarona.
Yes.
But she managed to make use of the speed control in order to keep dishing out damage.
Yeah.
So much to a point whereby JS couldn't
couldn't handle,
Couldn't
and his
handle
team
it,
just fell apart. Yeah, it's very honestly it's a very classic case of reversal. Yes, GS took an early advantage by getting rid of Volcarona very easily with this Metagross Zen Headbutt, but Wang set up Tailwind and then just proceeded to destroy JS's team. I mean, it wasn't so bad in the initial stages because I think JS was trying to control things with his Landorus Intimidate. But well, Kangaskhan dodged the Zen Headbutt and the burn from the Heat Wave also, you know, further neutered Metagross.
In fact, these two so-called crucial side effects has actually swung the game very much in Ying's favor.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, the burn didn't really matter because there was no damage coming out from Metagross anyway. Because the Zen Headbutt didn't connect.
But
yeah,
it's the burn
I know.
It's the more of the long-term effect, I would say. Yeah, it was like essentially Metagross is crippled. You can't do any damage anymore.
And Wine chooses to go with the same lead once again.
If he ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, a bit questionable, but okay. Landorus and Metagross here. So Landorus adding additional pressure with the Rock Slide on Volcarona.
Rock Slide is easily a 1-hit KO on the Volcarona because due to the 4 times weakness of the Fire Bark. And
does have to land the Rock Slide though, it has to be said.
And also maybe flinching the Zapdos in order for to deny the possible Tailwind, in fact.
Yeah.
But well, Wang could simply just protect or simply just switch in his Landorus and then just go for the Tailwind.
Interestingly, there is no Lele at the start. So I guess maybe a Kangaskhan switch in would be nice so that she can activate her Fake Out Pressure. No, it is the Fini. Okay, so feeling pretty confident, but could come back to bite her because Tapu Lele would be able to come in and gain terrain control.
Yeah, in fact the Zen, I don't think Finis are built to take a lot. I think Zen hit pass very well. In fact, just letting it go down just like that isn't very wise, I would say.
Yeah, the Landorus will use the Rock Slide.
Let's see if he flinches. She must dodge the flinch.
That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, critical hit? No, it's not. Zen Headbutt will connect onto Zapdos. Was it Zapdos? No, onto the Fini. Not enough to trigger the berry, and Zapdos will flinch. Now GS in a pretty good position. Rock Slide primed to pick out the Zapdos, and a follow-up from the Metagross will ensure that he picks up 2 KOs. He doesn't even have to risk the miss with the Zen Headbutt because Iron Head is neutral against the Fini.
Exactly.
We'll see Rock Slide does not miss, so Zapdos, based on the damage, should go down this turn.
Yep.
And Iron Head will give JS a very, very early lead in this second game.
It is
actually,
the berry?
Berry could save?
Yeah. A Kamai? A score?
Let's see the Iron Head damage first.
Yes, she has to escape the flinch right here.
There's 2 chances to flinch, and she does.
And she does.
Goes for the Skull, but not boosted with a +1. Not enough.
No!
Does get the burn. But there's missing terrain on the field, Martin. How is that possible?
It's floating.
Yeah, Landorus,
it's floating, man.
Landorus is the flying type.
Exactly. Therefore, it floats. It can be damaged. It can be burnt.
Yeah, Wang's still not in a very good position though. Her Tapu Fini at very critical health. Brings in the Volcarona once again.
But he can easily protect. And but the Rock Slide.
Yes.
He has to escape both Rock Slide and Zen Headbutt in order to dish out any fire attack on the Metagross.
Yeah. The only saving grace now is that with the burn, I think the Volcarona can survive a Rock Slide. I'm not sure if he can survive a follow-up with the Metagross as well though.
But if she prioritizes, she went to follow. I'm very sure likely the water attack is going on to the Landorus.
Yep, but Rock Slide will connect. Should be no.
He will hang on definitely because of the burn. I feel.
Does Metagross go for Zen Headbutt into Fini? No, Fini gets off another attack.
Yes.
Goes for a second Scout. This time into the Metagross. Well, Metagross is not flying, so will not be burnt.
Why Metagross though? Wouldn't the
I think she recognized that Landorus is already crippled with the burn.
The flinch.
You're right.
Always that chance. She can be put in a more safe position, but maybe she wanted to deny any safe switch-ins from GS. Maybe.
True. She does reveal her last slot to be Kangaskhan, her Mega.
Save from definitely all the side effects.
And Rock Slide will connect once again with Pokémon.
It will pick up the Fini for sure.
And will we see a Zen Headbutt connect onto Kangaskhan here? Could be huge damage. Kangaskhan has not Mega evolved
yet.
Zen Headbutt will connect, not in Psychic Terrain, but should still do a decent amount of damage.
Such a sizable chunk, in fact.
Yeah. And it will be Volcarona, Kangaskhan as the last 2 Pokemon on one side. It has to be noted, GS has not switched any Pokemon at all.
Exactly.
So, although Wang seems to be doing okay in the current situation, GS still has 2 more Pokemon waiting at the back.
She can alternatively fake out the Landorus, because even with Psychic Terrain, Landorus can still be faked out. And he can set up a Quiver Dance.
That is true, yes. But I think GS might actually want to withdraw the Landorus to recycle the Intimidate on the Kangaskhan since now it can't reset.
I can see the Z headbutt coming, man.
Oh.
I can see it right now.
and the Psychic Terrain will stop any fake out coming out from the Kangaskhan.
Exactly. I'm sure she went for it.
Well.
Oh my goodness.
And if the Volcarona went for something like Quiver Dance,
that's it. Because the Zen headbutt is likely in the first game. Remember, oh yeah, it did not connect.
Voice the
and the
attack.
Quiver Dance. Oh my goodness.
What was that movie again? Or series of unfortunate events? Yeah.
Now it's a series of fortunate events for Y inside of the field.
Yeah. Oh, the Kangaskhan. Yeah, wasted the fake out. So well, Quiver Dance Volcarona. She has to hit the.
In fact, it outspeeds the Metagross right now.
Yeah. Has to be said though, Lele still has a Psychium Z available.
Psychium Z, but with a +1 special defense. Maybe, I'm not sure of the calculations. Maybe it will be able to survive.
Yeah, now I'm curious as to what the last Pokemon of JS is. If it's perhaps the Rotom.
I am quite.
If it's a Gastrodon though, then it's a question of whether Volcarona has Giga Drain or not.
Typical coverage moves, they may have it. Bug Buzz, maybe also another possible move. Yeah, Bug Buzz.
So we'll actually see a Z move come out. Is it the Psychium? No, it's going to be the Furium Z
from the Volcarona.
So why not messing around? Does not want to miss any fire attacks. Should be going into the Metagross perhaps?
She just wants to delete the Metagross off the field. Delete. Control alternate delete.
Yeah.
So, went for the Lele.
She goes for Lele. So doesn't want Lele to fire off a Psychium Z of his own. But that means Metagross is free to fire off a Zen Headbutt in the Psychic Terrain.
She's so playing with fire right now.
Yeah, literally, yes. And Zen Headbutt will connect.
He will connect.
And get rid of the
Volcarona
in a single hit. So low kick will come out, but Metagross, although it's quite heavy, is only neutral to that.
Yes, exactly.
I feel she should have gone for the Metagross. I think she would have survived the Psychium Z.
But maybe she wasn't very sure of the calculations. Yeah, I felt that going, but perhaps she was expecting the protect from the Metagross.
Or she feels that her Kangaskhan is faster than the Lele. Maybe she should have gone for a Heat Wave and then double H into the Lele.
But typically, if she knows that she's using a... Okay, let's say you assume that it is slow Kangaskhan.
Yeah.
So therefore, she want to prioritize the Lele not getting off the Psychium. Regardless of whether the Volcarona survives it or not. Yeah.
I guess the logical explanation is that perhaps Wine predicted a protect on the Metagross.
Exactly, yeah.
And decided to just go for the Lele instead.
Yes, that's right.
So
that's right.
JS will take this game. Wine did have an opportunity to come back with a Quiver Dance Volcarona.
Yep.
But JS will pull ahead and bring this game to a tiebreaker.
Yep. That dodging of the Zen Headbutt and allowing Wine to outspeed Metagross via the Quiver Dance was big. It's part of the game, but oh my goodness, it just swung back and forth. I feel, thanks to all these side effects. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we didn't really see JS's last Pokemon, but I think
it's likely the Rotom hit. I think Rotom would have been quite a good matchup because Rotom can overheat the Volcarona, for example. Volcarona it resists Volcarona's attacks, and it can also Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp, even crippling
is valuable.
Yeah, crippling the Kangaskhan, crippling the maybe B-Sharp. Okay, maybe it's irrelevant, but most importantly the Kangaskhan.
Yes, yeah. I think Wine does have an opportunity to end game with the Volcarona, but there are a lot of threats that she needs to delete on the side of JS. She needs to get rid of the Tapu Lele with the Psychium. She needs to get rid of the Landorus, importantly with the Rock Slide. And if Psychic Terrain is up, she needs to be wary of Zen Headbutt destroying her Volcarona in a single hit.
Yeah.
Of course, granted that it lands, but there are just too many threats, I think, for Volcarona to deal with.
Yes.
At the same time though, what worked for her in Game 1 was the Zapdos Tailwind, and JS recognized that. Granted, he got a lucky flinch to stop Zapdos from setting up Tailwind, but his plan was pretty solid. The Rock Slide we saw was a 2-hit KO on the Zapdos.
Exactly. I feel that she could have managed the Zapdos survival better.
Perhaps
Landorus, Zapdos lead would be good. Because I think judging from the previous casted set, she already has revealed Groundium Z.
Yes.
So actually easily the Landorus can protect. So
yeah, I mean, you want to talk about checking the Metagross with Firium Z. I mean, Groundium Z can do that, and she recognized it. She brings the Landorus accompanied by the Bishop. But JS has switched it up with a Metagross Amoonguss lead. We'll see the Intimidate go into the clear body, so not going to do anything.
Yep. Maybe JS is looking for redirection in order to instantly delete the Landorus.
And this is very valuable redirection. Unlike Ally Switch, Rage Powder actually does draw the attack away from the Metagross here.
But I fear for Among Us though. I mean,
But what do you have to fear though? Rock Slide?
knockoff, and Tectonic Rage or Earth. Yeah.
I suppose though the Among Us, I do expect the Landers to be faster, so Tectonic Rage will come out first.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Possibly, maybe give Among Us a chance to eat its berry. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you must recognize that Metagross is free to do whatever it wants, and it does have Stomping Tantrum to delete the Bisharp.
Yes, exactly.
So, which Pokemon will predict no switches, and Bisharp will play chicken here,
Yep.
going for the Protect.
Going for the Protect right here. And the Rage Powder, drawing away any potential single
But
target
the
attacks.
Earthquake though,
Would it Earthquake?
yeah, I mean,
Okay, fair.
because you protect your Bisharp, you are free
Okay.
to launch an Earthquake, which
Ooh.
it does. So,
Heavy damage onto the Metagross.
yeah, and a bit of damage on the Among Us as well.
Being neutral, definitely it will still be somewhat
Yeah.
chunk so much from the Metagross.
And
Halfway there to delete it.
actually, Wine does have a play. If she has
Sucker Punch?
Zapdos at the back,
Yeah.
she could switch out Bisharp into Zapdos and just Earthquake again.
Oh, that's true.
And looking at the damage, right, Metagross will just go down to one more Earthquake.
But then he could easily press, if he does that, he could easily press Zen Headbutt by switching the Among Us to Tapu Lele.
Perhaps. I think she's going for the play. No, Kari is going to be the Volcarona.
Volcarona. Likely, I don't
mean,
think
she
she's
could
going to
still
Earthquake
press
herself, right?
Earthquake, right? I mean,
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Among Us once again going for Rage Powder. And Iron Head will come out for Metagross into
Maybe
Landorus,
fishing
who
for
will
Flinch?
survive and does get the
Oh, man.
That is, well, unfortunate.
Yep, very unfortunate out there.
I was expecting the Zapdos though, although Volcarona does do pretty well against both of these
But
Pokemon.
it's simply because of the fact that I felt JS could have easily capitalize on this, but maybe she didn't want to risk the Lele going for Earthquake in case the Zen Headbutt misses.
Metagross going for the Protect here, so I think GS is going to try to spore some of Wine's Pokemon, but we will see a Groundium come out. So,
Likely on the
from the Landorus into the Metagross.
Metagross, yeah. But it could be also on the Among Us, you will also pick it off as well. And the Quiver Dance, maybe?
Yeah, I think likely Volcarona is going for the Quiver Dance, which makes the Tectonic Rage
Among Us.
into the Among Us. Yeah, so you
Yes.
caught it right.
Yep.
Will Among Us go down though? It is,
It
after
may,
all,
it
a
may.
neutral hit.
It may.
So, Among Us
Yes.
will not hang
And then
on.
the Quiver Dance from the Volcarona. Yes. And therefore outspeeding Metagross.
Yes.
Leaving completely in
But
check.
importantly, since Wine has used Grandium Z, her Fire Z is no longer activatable for Volcarona. So she does have to risk a Heat Wave miss.
Yes, that's right. Well, I mean, we have discussed it previously. Spread move, single move. I go for the single move, but she prefers spread. So, it really doesn't matter at this point in time.
And Landorus will come in to threaten Volcarona with the Rock Slide.
I think a +1 doesn't outspeed Scarf Landorus still. I don't know.
Well, I am not entirely sure about the speed
The speed
calculations,
tiers, yeah.
but we should see shortly.
Yeah.
A bit of a, I think, wasted opportunity. If Wine had perhaps, does...
Oh,
Wait, actually, switches in the
Zen
Tapu
Headbutt?
Lele. Perhaps, but Volcarona is faster. So perhaps he's reading a Volcarona Protect and just trying to pick off the Landorus here.
yes.
Will Volcarona Protect?
No? Okay.
Withdraws the
Going for the
Landorus here.
PE? Oh no, going for the Bishop. Okay.
So that means Landorus, if it comes in, yeah, he's reading the Protect.
Yes. And the Zen Headbutt likely going to nothing because Dark is completely immune. Oh,
Yeah, goes
he
into
went for the-
goes into Volcarona Protect. So
Yep.
well read there.
Very well read. from
Volcarona
Wai.
still does have that +1 special attack, so should be able to resist Tapu Lele's Psychium Z.
That's right.
Quite effectively.
Yeah.
Bisharp in this psychic terrain is not going to be able to fire off any sucker punches, but does have knockoff available.
But you can easily trade by the Iron Head. For example, the Volcarona can hit the Metagross.
Yes.
Then Tapu Lele picks off the Volcarona. But then the Bishop can also Iron hit the Tapu Lele.
Yes.
He chooses to stay.
I doubt the statement that the Tapu Lele can pick off the
Volcarona?
Volcarona. Although it is
Psychic?
in psychic terrain, so
Yeah, you
I'm,
never know.
I'm not entirely sure about the damage calculations also, but it is a
Yeah.
possibility.
Sure.
So does Wine want to reset? No, she
Okay.
withdraws her Bisharp, so maybe she's going for...
Fini is coming in.
Oh, okay. I guess that's one way to ensure your Volcarona survives. You change
yes.
the terrain.
Yep.
But she's now hoping to hit Heat
Wave?
Wave. And Metagross
Okay.
goes for Protect. Okay. So at least dodges
Psychic?
that for this turn. We'll see a Heat Wave come out first.
Yep.
Will it hit the Lele? Will be nice.
It will. At least half.
Yes, and
Psychic likely going on to the Volcarona. With this, with Psychic, so well, our discussion on whether it will survive in Psychic terrain becomes irrelevant right now. It definitely will be able to take it.
And honestly, I think it's a bit of a waste. I think he should Psychic the other slot aside from the Volcarona because his Landorus at the back, I think it's a guaranteed KO with the Rock Slide.
Exactly.
And he goes for the Volcarona. So Volcarona will survive, barring some critical hit. Yep. Look at the HP stat go down.
Still a sizable chunk of damage, I feel.
Yes. And now, well, Wayne can just easily pressure JS.
Yep.
Her
With the
Volcarona threatens the double KO, barring any misses.
And then the Fini can come mine in order to one-hit KO the Landorus for the endgame.
And he has to be careful because if he values the terrain control to stop the Bisharp from going for Sucker Punch, he risks Landorus coming in and eating a heat wave
for nothing.
Being burnt as well.
Yep.
So Bisharp will come in once again, hoping to maybe catch a Landorus switch in.
Yep, Heat Wave doesn't connects for both, easily picking off Tapu Lele and Metagross, leaving Landorus against the world.
Yeah, and Landorus will come in and intimidate the Bisharp.
And intimidate the Bisharp for the endgame. Bisharp, I don't think the Landorus will be able to survive this Sucker Punch. I don't think so.
I think it's a roll, but
let's see.
I think looking at the board position, it is very irrelevant because
yeah.
Landorus Scarf has to lock himself to attack.
Yes.
Sucker Punch may not kill, but Wine has so many Pokemon at the back. I think even if he
Landorus,
doesn't pick up the kill, it's irrelevant.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's irrelevant. Exactly.
At least we'll be able to answer the question whether Scarf Landorus is faster than the Volcarona.
Yeah, I'm curious because sometimes depending on how it's trained, it can outspeed it potentially.
Okay, we will see the Sucker Punch.
I'm curious. Roll.
Will survive.
Yeah. Okay, and Heat Wave picking off the Landorus, and Wine advances to the finals of the Singapore Open.
Yeah, I think honestly Benjamin will be quite happy considering his loss to Swiss was in JS. Yeah. Oof. And well, I have heard Wine complain a lot about her matchup with Rain, and guess what? Guess what Benjamin is playing? He's playing Ludicolo Polytone.
Yeah, but I felt that this set, Wine really managed her board very well.
Yes,
and her
for sure.
And the constant speed control of Tailwind, and also smart switching of the terrains.
You have to wonder though, JS definitely had the tools to be able to punch a hole into Wine's team and take a win. He did after all force it into he did after all take it to 3 games.
Yeah.
I think maybe he should have just gone for what worked. The Metagross Tapu Lele combination is just so devastating.
Good. Yes. If it connects, one gone.
Yeah.
It connects another gone. That's it.
And you maybe force the Tapu Fini to come out. But if you force your opponent to react to you, you are going
always
to push
on
ahead.
The driving seat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just more free damage on the Tapu Fini.
Exactly.
And well.
Like for example, even if you switch in the Fini, he can simply just Zen Headbutt, Psychium, another Pokemon just gone just like that. So
and
he
granted that he had that Wine had Tapu Fini, you could argue maybe the Among Us could have been switched out for something more useful. Sure, it was there in game 3 Rage Powering, but then Wine identified, hey, you can't Rage Powder Earthquake, I'm just gonna hit both at the same time.
Yeah. And
not only putting pressure on the Metagross, she put enough chip damage on the Among Us for it to be able to KO with a Tectonic Rage. So you have to wonder perhaps maybe if GS had tried to answer with pressure of his own. Once again, I go back to the Metagross delay because it's so easy to see the results of that combination.
Exactly. I mean, in fact, it helped in game 1. Yeah, game 1. It was so potent. Once it connects, gone.
Boom. Yeah, boom.
Boom.
Very, very manly way to play Metagross, but yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be moving on to an interview with JS. So Reign of Terror unfortunately stops here. Undefeated before falling to Wine, I believe, in the semi-final. Wine in the semi-finals.
So stay tuned, guys.
welcome back. We are here with the semi-finalists of the Singapore Open, JS, whose reign of terror unfortunately ends here. You're taking, I believe, your first loss in Singapore, which is
That's right.
a bit mind-boggling. But yeah, I mean, going into the matchup, I thought you definitely had tools to deal with Ying's setup. So, any thoughts on the matchup, on her leads or her team?
Right. Sometimes there's a bit of mind games, right? Because if I lead with Landorus and she leads with Bishop, then
Yes.
I'm in a really bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I need to call the protects. You know, if like in the third game when she had her Bishop and her Landorus, I had to call which one is gonna protect,
Yes.
which one's gonna attack. So in that game 3, I didn't get it right, unfortunately. In game 2, basically I could only catch her off once by leading Landorus, and then the next time she would definitely adapt and lead with Bishop, I thought.
Okay.
So basically, that game 2 I managed to take that game 2
Yep.
because she didn't bring Bishop. Game 1, you know, stuff happens.
Yeah.
But you know, if I had won game 1, she probably would have adjusted for game 2. So it's hard to say how it would have played out overall.
Indeed.
So you know, overall, I'm happy with my performance here.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I like to hype up Zen Headbutt's damage in Cycling Terrain, unfortunately, it's not a 100% accurate move. So
yeah.
misses will happen. It's really just, I can't put it any other way. It's just unlucky because I
Right.
believe a lot of damage would have damage on her Pokemon will put you in a better position to pressure her further and
Yes.
maybe force her to make a misplay. But nonetheless, I think your team is honestly quite solid. You've taken it all the way to a top 4 finish, I believe here.
Yes, top 4 here and top 8 in Malaysian region.
Yeah, that's not too shabby. And I believe also, what are your future plans for Worlds?
Well,
Working on another team, or are you going to try to innovate this team?
I'll probably see what people run at the NAIC,
Yeah.
and then I'll go from there.
Oh, will you be going to the NAIC?
I won't, but I'll be watching.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
heard it first here. Congratulations once again, JS. Although it's a bit unfortunate your reign
Thank
ends
you.
here, but I don't think this placing is too shabby.
No, not bad at all.
So stay tuned, and we'll bring you the finals between Benjamin Tan and Lo Wai Ying.